Hello, everyone. Thank you. Oh, yeah, better now. Thank you so much for having me today. It's really humbling. The thing is, when anytime we talk about Cacumator mentorship, it's a humbling experience because it wasn't supposed to be an organization, really. It's because I grew up in a community where young girls were often married off at the age of 15, and I was one of them. So when I got the opportunity to get scholarships, then I started the mentorship program from that, and then it became an organization, which I'm so humbled to say that we have empowered more than 1,000 girls right now. Success scholarships and I'll just go ahead with my presentation. I think it's supposed to be working. Oh, yeah, there we go. It's working, right? Oh, yeah, there we go. I think I'm playing with this thing at this point. Okay, great. This topic is really personal to me because I have seen women who did not get access to funding just because they were women. Like I remember there's a time one of my aunties wanted to start selling tomatoes in our local marketplace. And she went to the bank to ask for funding, like just a small loan to get her business set up. And she was told that we don't trust that you will be able to pay up that loan just because you're a lady, which I find that so many women within my community have faced such challenges, and that's why I really advocate for education and also financial empowerment. So one of the current demographics that we have is that within the African space, we have so many women who want to create huge economic impact, but then they do not have access to such opportunities. And because of that, they usually water down that the dream is not actualized. And at the end of the day, I've come to realize if a woman is not empowered, the community is not empowered, because so many people learn from their mothers. I have learned a lot from my mother just from watching her cooking in the kitchen, just by watching her raise us up. So if women are empowered, then the entire community and there will be super economic growth. And the African women lead over 50% of the businesses. When I saw these statistics, I realized that maybe here in the UK we do not have the local marketplaces, but back in my home country, there are so many marketplaces, and 95% of them are led by women. And where are the women getting this funding? So I remember there's a case of one of our mentees, a young girl in school, who reached out to me and asked, Grace, how can I be supported in terms of my school? And because my mom doesn't have the finances to take me to school, how best can I go about that? And when I talked to the mother, I realized that the bank had actually told her that for you to get this 1,000 Kenya shillings or 2,000 Kenya shillings, for you to be given that, you need to come here with your husband or with a male figure so that it can be sure that you can pay that up. So it's a real challenge in marginalized communities where women are not trusted, yet they're the one leading these local businesses in our marketplaces. The reality is there's a very scarce opportunity for women to be mentored in terms of financial empowerment, and also just getting that mentor who will be able to guide them through their business. The other thing is empowering entrepreneurs will fuel innovation and create jobs. So I'll still go back. I was born and bred in Kenya. I always have my Kenyan wristband with me because I'm a very proud Kenyan. And in my community, like the place that I grew up in, one of the ladies, she was selling boiled beans and maize. And from there, she was able to hire more people within the same area just to be there from morning to evening to be able to make sure that the business is open at the right time, people are getting the right service, and it's just, she was just boiling the maize and beans using firewood, and she was able to hire more people and paying them on a day rate. So you can clearly see that that is a lady who was able to establish a small business and was able to hire many more people from that. I'm talking, these are all real stories, and I'm so grateful to have been brought up in Kenya because I know the situation on the ground. So, as I had earlier mentioned, women face a lot of financial barriers, skills deficit, and also, as I've mentioned earlier, systemic issues and mentorship gaps. So currently in our program, as much as we're mentoring young girls to access education and scholarship opportunities, we saw it wise to also empower the mothers of the children who come to our mentorship program. So most recently, but this is a program we rolled it out in August when I visited Kenya, and I realized there's so many issues that the children are coming to me, these young people, they're coming to me telling me that, yes, I feel empowered, but when I go back home, my mom tells me that, why are you even pursuing your education? I mean, you can see that I am just I'm picking the tea in the farms. You don't even need to study that hard. So there is a big gap. Girls are being mentored, but we also need women to be mentored. And when the first program I rolled out in August was I brought all the mothers of the young people that you're mentoring and had someone like a financial advisor to advise them and to guide them, and which was very transformative. So mentorship can be a very good catalyst for change. I am here today because of a mentor. In my entire community, to be honest, I never thought that I would ever be in such a space or even have pursued the kind of education I've pursued. And everyone who I ever met, like, I used to be very ambitious. So I used to say that one day I think I'll be a leader. And I mean, when I say that, people would say that, you shouldn't be too ambitious. That's disrespectful. You should learn how to cook more. You should learn how to wash the house more. You should learn how to do the dishes more, because there's no point for you to get an education. Being the bold person I am, I would say that, oh, well, that's your opinion. I will get my education. And I remember there's a time when I was 16, and there was a lot of community pressure telling my parents that I think it's about time this girl gets married off. And I was like, no, I'm not. And then I of course, being like coming from such a community, you really need the resources and the scholarships for you to get an education, because the parents, of course, they're already overwhelmed. So I went to the local chief and they said that, you know what, I want to study. And the chief said that if it's okay, if you want to study, if you get a scholarship, you can easily go to school. And I am so blessed to have had very good mentors who believed in me. Like from primary school up to my master's level, I've always gotten scholarships, and it's because of a mentor. So every time I think about my life, I always say that I am who I am today because of the power and the support I got from my mentors who believed in me. The other thing is mentorship as well. It builds a lot of confidence and creates connections. It also develops competence and ensures sustainability. So in terms of creating confidence, with the young and with the mothers that we're working with in Kenya, or the women we're working with in Kenya, the mothers of the children, what we've realized is with every program that we have, they get out of there feeling more confident that, yeah, I went to the bank and they told me this, but I think I'll give it another try. And even if they don't give me the funding that's required, you have now connected me with a financial advisor who can better help me on how I can manage my business, or even I can start up my business. So that is something that we have seen that it's working in terms of building the confidence and in terms of ensuring sustainability. You know, it's a ripple effect. When in the house, when the mother is empowered, when the mother has confidence that we are going to conquer this world, the children will follow suit. and it's very important for the women within our communities to be empowered. So this, when I was thinking about this, we really need to, especially in our African setting, and in the cities, what I've realized when we're in Africa, in the cities, the story is different. But in the rural areas where there is no access to, people say there's no access to electricity or even water, in those really, really rural areas where they put, I don't know if some of you can relate to this, but their banks are their mattresses. So they put their piles of money in a small plastic bag and hide it under the mattress. I don't know how many can relate. Yeah, exactly. So I have a couple of people who can relate to that. So, and the thing is, they will borrow, and they have this, in Kenya we call them chamas, but they have these women groups that they get funding from each other. So you bring your 1,000. Susu. Oh. So Susu, we have partner. In Kenya, we have Chama. Any other one? So we go with Susu for now. So in this Susu, the women are able to empower each other by having confidence in the other person that they will be given this amount and they'll be able to bring it back into our pot, because it's a good business model and we believe in them. So that still needs to be accepted, and it needs to be rolled out in the bigger institutions within the local communities to trust these women that they should have confidence in them. They should have the support system they require for them to be able to sustain their businesses and also to mentor them, because funding is not it. You also need to have a good mentor who will be able to guide you through. As I'm wrapping up. So we need to, my call of action is, we all need to empower the futures together. And how we can do this is by investing in women. If you have said it a couple of times in this talk, and I will still say it again, if we invest in women, we are building better communities, and we are also empowering our economies. Also, we need to strengthen our mentorship. Each one teach one. If you can, in your own small way, within the women that you're support groups that you have, or whatever groups that you have, if you can be able to mentor someone to get to where they think they want to get to, just giving them the confidence. Because I've always had some mentors who told me that, I haven't gotten to where you want to get to, but we can clearly draft out a roadmap on how you can get there. And those mentors, as much that they were not there yet, but we had a very good roadmap, and I actually got there. So that is really important, to mentor the women within our spaces and also expand their financial success. Thank you so much for having me today.